And welcome everybody to Raw Real Politics. I'm your host, Jensen. Right now, we are doing a presidential 2024 simulation of what we can expect the Electoral College to be. Now, everybody knows this is going to be a test between red states, blue states, between Trump and Biden. Now, that is only if President Biden actually lives to say another day. And what I mean by that, I mean he is one bad day away from having a stroke and being dead. But we obviously do not hope that at all, not whatsoever. But President Trump is in good health. He is ready to rock. He is ready to roll. And he has already said he is coming back, maybe. And that's what we are hoping for here at Raw Real Politics because we need the guy, especially with the economy, especially with everything happening around the country right now and around the world, especially with the Middle East, with Hamas and Israel. We got to have the man back and back in full force. So, as we go through this, let's just be safe and let's just, start with the safe blue states for Biden. Now, this is presidential. This isn't the Senate or the House districts quite yet, and it's not the gubernatorial races, but right now it is all about we the people and the safe states for Biden so that we know what to expect when it comes down to the Electoral College in November. Like I said, we are 5 months away. So let's get this started, shall we? And it's pretty easy, safe to say that we already know. Now, I'm going to go solid blue, solid red for these. Now, let's just say we already got these going down the pipe right here. California with Gavin Newsom, you already know that's going to happen because there is a bunch of woke targs that live in these 3 states that just want to keep Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Los Angeles just at bay with all the crime and rampant degeneration of those states. It's an absolute dumpster fire mess. And nobody can tell me otherwise because look, we're going to go safe over here to Chicago. Chicago, at the end of the day, is going to determine the entire 19 electorate votes for the state of Illinois. And that's so sad because there's a lot of good people in places like Evansville. They're just out in the middle of nowhere that are Republican, but they're going to get overran by places like Chicago, even though Illinois is the land of Abraham Lincoln. But that is for another day. And we're going to go up here. Now, I really think that with the New York situation with Donald Trump and the court cases, Letitia James going after him, we got Judge Egregon, then we got all these other players, and we just saw the unlawful use of political lobbying for a judge and a court proceeding that was, again, unethical. We really can say that New York, sadly, is going to go safe, but Trump may actually flip it, and not flip it in the way that you may say it's going to go red. It's still going to wind up blue at the end of the day, but we could easily say that, hey, with all these court cases, especially among black voters and black and Latino voters, they're saying, hey, look, if the judges and the prosecutors and the DAs are going after a very wealthy, multi-billionaire individual, what the hell is to stop them from coming to us? Well, that's the thing. They won't. If you support this man, and if Biden wins again, they will come after him. Now, the reason I'm going to keep this solid blue, solid red, is because at the end of the day, on November 5th, I believe, that is election day, it is going to show either solid red or solid blue for the entire state. So, New York, sadly, is going to go, and let's just keep going down the pipe here. We already know New Hampshire is going to go down for Biden. Vermont, Connecticut. Well, let's go New Jersey. We're going to go most of Maine. Or Massachusetts, Delaware, Rhode Island, Maryland, which is just outside D.C., and the swamp itself in the District of Columbia. So, yeah, that's going to go blue. Now, everybody calls these flyover states. These are amazing terrain states, amazing people, and they aren't just flyover states. They are amazing states. But the left, with their deranged lunacy and the Biden administration, they're going to say, well, these are flyover states. You know what? Leave that crap alone. These are just God-honest, amazing states, and we're going to start right here with Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, my state right here in the great state of Utah. Easy. And then we're going to go North Dakota, South Dakota. We're going to go Nebraska for the most part. We're going to go Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. Let's go with Missouri, Iowa. Obviously, we're going to take in Tennessee. Obviously, we're going to keep Kentucky and West Virginia. And we're going to go down to Mississippi. We're going to go down to Alabama. But they call these flyover states, and I really don't know why. Again, these are amazing states, but with this degeneracy of what is going on with the political grifting right now between a lot of Democrats switching to the Republicans so they can screw up primaries, and they're going to register Republican for down ballot situations. They're going to cross over and try to screw over Trump as much as possible when it comes to Republican based voters. This is their game plan, especially they're going to get out and they're going to try and fight tooth and nail with ballot harvesting and mail in ballots. This is why they pushed so hard in 2020 and in 2022 so they can sit here and go door to door, ballot harvest, and get a mail in ballot vote so they can switch it in the dead of the night. And that's my take. And obviously, you look at what happened in Pennsylvania 2 years ago with Fetterman and Dr. Oz. Obviously, that played into account with tons, a truckload of ballots coming in for one candidate for Fetterman. One, really? Not one vote for a Republican? But that's a story for another day. But as we keep going down this road, let's start going on not just for the safe red states that we've already selected. Now we can look at maybe at Texas and maybe at Florida. We'll get to those, but let's focus our attention right now and let's go to the Rust Belt. And the Rust Belt really is a unique situation when you come down to it because a lot of manufacturing happens up in these Rust Belt areas. And I apologize for Indiana right now. Sorry, Indiana. We got you a safe red. But if you look over at Ohio with the Democrats literally dropping the ball to get their president for the Democrats in President Biden on the ballot. And I don't know how the hell you screw this up. They're going to do some special convention or whatever. They're going to try and get him on, but it's too late. Ohio with J.D. Vance and with Jim Jordan in the House and a few others, this puppy is going solid red. And I hate to burst everybody's bubble that maybe a Democrat in maybe the Cleveland, Cincinnati area. But guess what? Bye-bye. It's going back to the Republican stronghold for a while. Now, another Rust Belt that we have to have. We all know why we call him Scranton Joe because he resided there for a little bit. But he is a dumpster fire. Again, he's one ice cream cone away from a full-on stroke, but Scranton Joe is no longer. The people of Scranton, Pennsylvania, the people of Philadelphia, the suburbs of Philadelphia, the suburbs and the city of Pittsburgh is feeling the pinch. The economic downturn has really turned this into a safe Republican state. And maybe a lot of people may disagree with me because of the outskirts of those cities with the suburbs. But you can disagree with me all day long. But with the economy the way it is, with high gas prices, record high inflation, not to mention exorbitant amount of cost for food and housing, electrical and natural gas. When all those things and utilities go into play, that shifts an election big time. And we'll just say it. Pennsylvania, you are now safe red Republican for now. Now let's go over here. Everything. Again, Michigan is one of those states. You have Ann Arbor, which is a very good college town. You've got Detroit, very strong Democrat city. But at the end of the day, it's starting to flip. And the birthplace of the Republican Party with Wisconsin, forget Milwaukee, and forget, Madison County and everything like that. It's going to stay within the Republican stronghold. Minnesota. If your twin cities, now St. Paul and Minneapolis, are not sick of the people like Ilhan Omar, who is a squad member, screwing over your nation, screwing over your city, screwing over her district, her people, and the state that she presumably resides in, besides the District of Columbia or outside here in Virginia, which is over here. But you know what? I believe that that could flip. But unfortunately, because of the Twin Cities, this will stay, sadly, within Democrat hands because the people are going to en masse and vote for people like Ilhan Omar and stupid squad members and leftist ideology and screw over her states. And until the inner cities and the suburbs of those cities wake the hell up, it is going to stay in Democrat hands. And I really hate to say that. This is a really sad day when that happens. Now, if we wanted to move a little bit to the South, and the South is going to be very, very controversial. Okay, we got places like Georgia that's going to try and fight Trump at any turn. Florida, even though you got Ron DeSantis down there, and Texas, where you have really good people like Ted Cruz. You got good people like your Governor Abbott. But is that going to be enough to swing a presidential vote into Republican hands? And right now, it is safe to say that places like South Carolina is not going to be Democrat. It is going to be Republican. Well, guess what? Same with North Carolina. And we're going to put Florida very strong. And at the end of the day, regardless of what anybody says, that will be the presidential election right there if this map holds up. And I believe it will. Texas isn't going anywhere. You see what happened with the Social Security Administration with the registering of dead voters in Texas and the HHS leaking that out and making sure it has been media verified. Well, guess what? Texas is not going to flip in 2024. It may not flip in 2028 or 2032. It's going to stay strong. Now, with Marjorie Taylor Greene and her pact in Georgia, we can see Georgia go from blue to red in 2024, making Donald Trump obviously the automatic winner of the 2024 election. But it will keep Georgia in play, not as a swing state, but as a solid red state. But it all depends on the city of Atlanta and the suburbs of Atlanta, as well as Savannah. Those two cities are going to come down and make or break. Now, when we go back to the Biden vote, sadly, because of the District of Columbia, the state of Virginia is going to be basically a lost cause. Same with New Mexico with Albuquerque. Same with Denver, Colorado, and all the suburbs around the city of Denver. That is a lost cause. You would think now with Hawaii, because of the Biden administration lack of effort when it comes down to Maui and the Maui fires and the displacement of all those innocent, good people. Well, guess what? Now they're all screwed. The people of Maui are done for. They're screwed. They're going to have to move to Waikiki or Honolulu or maybe move mainland. But they're going to keep voting Democrat. And this is the one election where I really think that this could possibly happen because of it, that Hawaii could flip red. But a lot of Pacific Islanders are not going to sit here and go along with the Republican Party because, that frankly, they do not like the Republican Party. So sadly, it will stay in Democrat hands. However, Republicans are going to keep a stronghold right here, right in Alaska. And this is a good thing. Now, we need 270 to win the Electoral College. Trump has already surpassed that. We already know what we have to do as voters. Now, as far as the Midwest is concerned, with Nebraska, now you got Nebraska at large is going to go Trump. You got both these districts going to go Trump and it's going to be by narrow margins, but this is going to happen. And if you disagree with me, especially with Omaha, you can disagree with me and leave a comment and, leave your thoughts in the comments. That's totally fine. Maine at large will probably go towards, we'll give it to the Democrats for Maine second. Maine at large. But Maine's first, And May 2nd, that bad boy is going to Trump. And I hate to say that for you that are Democrats. They're like, well, these two are going to be very strong for the Democrat Party. Sorry. Again, economic situations are going to lead to what is going to happen in Maine. The shipping industry in that state has taken a very hard turn to the Outer Banks because now it's not going to be receiving. The distribution is not there anymore. The price of goods and services are going way up. The price of natural gas, the price of fuel itself. You can sit here and tell me, as a nation right now, that President Biden has done a lot to help reduce the price of gas. Yeah, because it's a presidential election year. He's trying to undo his fatal mistake of killing the Keystone XL pipeline, but too little, too late. But when Trump gets back in office, drill, baby, drill is going to be the message, and that's the message we need because that literally affects the price of almost everything. Everything. And this is exactly what we have to have. And we can sit here and say, well, these outliers from Hawaii, Maine, Nebraska, and even New Jersey. Now, I have New Jersey on here because New Jersey could be an outlier, especially with the things going on. And they're sick of seeing what's happening in New York. Could it go red? Possibly. But with New Jersey and its millions of residents, we really don't think so here at Ron Real. So we're going to keep that solid blue. So sorry to disappoint you guys. But however, if she can take the Senate, I really think that Donald Trump will carry the state of Arizona. But it's not just about the lady running for the United States Senate. It is about the border. Right here along the border with Mexico, with all the illegal drugs, with the fentanyl. It is about the border crossings, the rapes, the car thefts, the breaking and entering into people's homes. That is what's throwing off everybody in Arizona, and they're sick of it. They're sick of the degenerate crime. They're sick of the degeneration of education. They're really sick of pretty much everything the Democrats are trying to throw at them. And at the end of the day, Arizona's going red, and so is Nevada. Clark County and Las Vegas can only do so much. Reno can only do so much. But at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen. These are no longer outliers. These are the have-tos. And because we have to have Nevada and Arizona, I believe that this election, not only coming down to it, but they will have a very, very significant chance to turn this election for the better in Donald Trump's favor. And with that being said, again, I'm Todd Jensen of Raw Real Politics. This is the June. We are 5 months away from the presidential election in November. And what we do now in the primaries, especially where I'm in the primaries here in my state of Utah, what we do in the primaries will lead to November. And the November election is the most crucial in the United States going forward right now. Anyway, thank you for watching the live stream. Again, I'm Todd Jensen. This has been a broadcast of Raw Real Politics, and I want to say good night. God bless. Be careful. Be safe. And remember, if you want to take your country back, it starts right now, right here, with this election for President Trump.